Hello, beautiful people. Well, it seems that I'm doing lives, but I just finished doing my live with Matt Angry Butnik. By the way, go subscribe to these beautiful ladies. The comment, I pinned a comment with both their YouTube channels. Um, Tina from the Aftermath, she's also on TikTok, but I pinned their channels on a comment. So I think I did it right.
Yeah, you did.
Megan Small, can you check that I did it right?
Yeah,
Or
you did it. I
I'm
can
not
see it
very
here.
techie. So I want to welcome Megan Small and Tina from the Aftermath because we have a lot to talk about.
We do. We do.
Girl, how are you doing? You were just on a live and now you're on a live again. Like,
You
Well,
busy
listen,
bee caller.
I had to harass. I felt like Meghan Markle, I had to harass poor Matt, because I adore him. I think he's such a nice man, he's such a nice bloke. I mean, and he's a former Royal Marine, right?
oh, he has
I
the
see.
body, so you can tell. Ooh,
Well, yeah, he's been like in 5 tours of Afghanistan, Iraq, and then in Northern Ireland and all kinds. He's a
wow.
very young kid. He's like 40 something, he's a young kid, But hello, everybody. Ginger Grutzius. Hello, 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 everybody. These ladies are amazing. Please subscribe. Go to their channels. We need to get the Aftermath to 5,000. What are you waiting for? You've been really slow about that, guys. We need to keep watching Megan Small, watch her videos. And Megan is going to be doing a lot of lives now that she's been demonetized for a little bit. So, Megan, you can also have the Aftermath. I'm volunteering her without her knowing to go to your channel, to your lives,
Yeah, if she would like to. Yeah, of
Absolutely,
course.
absolutely. I would. Hello, everyone. Yeah. So, what were you saying about your Family Guy, Paula?
Oh, yes, guys. There's so much to talk about, guys. There's so much to talk about. How are you guys? How are you, Megan? How are you, Tina? I mean, we can start. Let's start, Tina. How are you doing? I know you did a live with Cynthia
Mom
Wilson,
life.
which I missed.
Mom life. My daughter got a craft bead stuck up her nose on
A what?
Saturday. Craft beads, like a little fluffy ball that you do for crafts. I was
Okay.
out celebrating my birthday. I had the phone call, sort of being like, "She's in A&E." So they couldn't get it out and retrieve it that night. So it's been till now, till she had an appointment today, and they're like, "It's gone." And as I was leaving, they were like, "Just keep an eye out for a bad cough." And I was like, "But she's had a cough all week." So then they were like, "Oh, it could have gone onto her lungs." So I was like, "Oh my God." But she's been checked over by the pediatric team and she's all good. Thank God. Thank God. So yeah, it's just been one of those mom days, It's just like, oh my God. Panic. Other than that, I'm okay.
And how are you, Megan Small? How are you doing?
Living the life, living the demonetized life. I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Yes.
We have so much to talk about. I did a video today because one of the things that drew me to the Aftermath, Megan Small. I don't know if you want me to call you Molly or Megan Small. What do you want me to call you?
Whatever you want to call me. Call me
I mean, what do
Molly.
people call you, Molly?
Yeah, they always call me Mole. Whatever.
Molly. Mole. I don't like her. Molly. I'll call you Molly.
Okay.
Okay. It's that when, like, Tina comes from a background of domestic abuse,
Mhm.
and I went through something not like her, different, but still it's abuse or the violence or whatever you want to call it. So we can spot a fake or symptoms when we see things, like yeah, like the
Red
things that we
flag.
see, right? And for me, it was for Meghan Markle, or when we saw Johnny Depp or Amber Heard eating on that and
Mhm.
London eating food on the stand,
Mhm.
yeah, we have now Jada, which is another tour de France there. But for me, it's how much thank you so much, Ginger Gritius. Thank you so much. Oh, all of you guys, thanks so much, Ginger Gritius. Yes. And you can all call. My members have the phone number. So if you have any questions for these beautiful ladies, please do call. For you, Molly, like you've been demonetized because you've been basically calling out things. Actually, I was talking to Matt about the censorship. I mean, poor Matt, his channel keeps being banned all the time. And it really upsets me because, he's one of the few channels that I really watch because it's so funny. He's really funny. His videos are really, really funny, guys, you know, and he takes on really, really strong things, but he's funny about it, you know. So whenever I always, and when he's banned for 2 weeks, he can't post, or so, sometimes 3 weeks or something like that, which really upsets me, you know. So, but you've been demonetized simply for pointing out the fact that, you know, something is not right in Meghan Markle's pregnancy world. And I wanted to ask you, and then a question, guys, about it, because we're all mothers.
Yeah.
And actually, one of my viewers, who I want to thank for writing this email to me, because I don't have time to think about things. I've lost over 4,000 trees, you know, because it has been raining nonstop. So the trees, you know, fell because the whole soil is swamp. So I've been spending the whole days trying to put the trees up. I told you about it, Megan Smoke. So I don't have time. So when I got this email, I went, because remember on Spare, Harry says that from the time they left until the time they came back and Meghan gave birth, it was 2 hours. All happened within 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So this lady sent me an email saying, well, I went on Google Maps and I put Frogmore Cottage to Portland Hospital, and the quickest route was between 45 or 48 minutes with no traffic at 3 a.m. in the morning, which is around the time that, you know, Harry said, which is 48, but it's actually more like an hour, because you still get some traffic. You still get red lights, you know. And so if getting to the hospital was almost an hour and coming back from the hospital was almost an hour, so that means that baby was born in 2 minutes.
That baby was already slipped out as she was walking into the hospital. It was probably hanging by the umbilical cord.
I mean, and I did my video about this yesterday, that he's the only witness to the birth, because we don't have any doctor signatures. He's the only witness. Nobody's.
You don't think he's even witnessed anything? To be honest, I don't think Harry would have witnessed anything. He probably would have been slumped in a chair, passed out, picking his nose or something. He wouldn't have been paying attention. He just doesn't seem like that type of person. And I feel like if Harry saw Meghan's surrogate give birth, I think if he saw anything of that nature, he would probably pass out. That's just the type of feeling that I get from him, in my opinion.
Yeah, but still, you know, it's it is, and I've been comparing the two brothers. I can't help it. I can't help it. I just want to play something here, because I sent you this thing. I'm gonna play you guys something from Tina's, and I want us to discuss about it, because we're gonna see how the two brothers are so completely different, right?
Yeah, of course.
So let me see if I can know how to do this. Let me see if I know how to do this.
See, I do my
on your aftermath here. The aftermath. I'm gonna go here. Let me see here. I don't know. I can't open the I'm gonna put TikTok here on my thing, because I want you guys to look at this and tell me what you think.
I'm just gonna
here. I'm gonna go to follow.
I hate watching my posts back or listening.
Here we go. I'm gonna show you this, because this is actually, you posted this, which I thought was great. Okay, and I'm gonna show it to you guys. Okay.
Lied and used fake documents to obtain the interview with my mother. Made lurid and false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia. Displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the programme, and were evasive in their reporting to the media and covered up what they knew from their internal investigation. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse, and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her. But what saddens me most is that if the BBC had properly investigated the complaints and concerns first raised in 1995, my mother would have known that she'd been deceived. She was failed not just by a rogue reporter, but by leaders at the BBC who looked the other way rather than asking the tough questions. It is my firm view that this Panorama programme holds no legitimacy and should never be aired again.
God, I've got goosebumps listening to that. It makes me
Right?
emotional. Yeah.
Yeah. Powerful. It's
Mhm.
powerful. And do you know why? Because he doesn't, William speaks about Diana in a positive way. He wants her legacy to shine rather than hold her in this shrine of this broken wife, this broken woman, you know, all that she done. When you hear Harry speaking about her, it's in this just everything that was bad in her life. When actually she done a lot of good, and she adored her boys, and her legacy he's gone on and on. And William will only step out a bit and speak about her in that way. And with that, it's authoritative, it's vulnerable, it's with dignity, and it's everything that William encompasses,
Yeah.
in my eyes, in my
He
opinion.
speaks with respect for his mother.
Yes.
He wants his mother to be remembered with respect, not all the negative things that she did in her life. Whereas Harry wants Diana remembered for the car accident and the paparazzi, the victim. He wants her to be known as the victim, whereas William wants to show her in a positive light and wants her to have a positive legacy.
But he's getting loads of hate for that speech, isn't he? Because he, I've seen only from, the sugars, going on about how he's putting her into a frame of being in a paranoid state. And he's throwing her under the bus. And I think it's complete opposites in that, it's, I think if anything, Harry has turned Diana into a meme.
Yeah.
And that there is a son in pain, calling out the press, but dignified in her name. He holds her name close to his heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why it's so powerful.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I agree completely. I agree. Paula, what do you think?
I'm just trying to get something here because I want to show this to you guys. Okay. Because and we're gonna compare this because we have to. We have to. This has to be. This is actually quite embarrassing. We have one son. Can you guys see this? We have one son speaking about his mother. Now, he didn't say, by the way, I want to clarify this because he never said that Prince William never said Princess Diana was paranoia. He said it contributed to the paranoia that was created, because we do know that her personal conversations were broadcast. So she had every right to be a little bit suspicious that, hey, somebody's listening to my conversations because they were all over the newspapers, right? So, but William is speaking that had her mother known the truth, I am pretty sure that Princess Diana would have never done that interview because many people tried to get her to do interviews. And the only reason that she did it is because this weasel of Martin Bashir didn't approach her directly. He went to her brother. And it was the brother who convinced her to, gave him credibility because, she thought, oh, if my brother is saying this is happening, then it must be true, And we have this brother setting up fake car chases to profit from exploit. This is really, I don't know.
Well, do you remember there was that, I forget which, I think it was a Lifetime movie or one of those stupid Hallmark movies type things. Remember? And it started the opening scene was Meghan upside down in the car, in the same car crash as Diana was in a tunnel. and Harry wakes up and it was in a dream that he was having. Do you remember that? They did that on one of the shows that they made about Harry and Meghan. Like, it's constant. Like, they want everyone to remember, oh, Diana died like this in a car accident. Diana, like, that's all they want people to remember her for.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, move on, like, get over it. I don't know.
But it's the film rights for Meet Me by the Lake as well. It was someone who was grieving that the one
They're planning to make that into a movie,
Yeah.
but it's kind of
it's one person grieving the loss of a parent as well. And you know, I just see Harry. The one thing I will say about that setup car chase, Harry does look really uncomfortable. He does. She's sat there all demure. If any award she should have won that night, it should have been the most calmest person in a catastrophic car chase. You know, it was.
She had a
you know what?
smile on her face the whole time.
She did.
Like, a smirk on her face. Like, in one photo, like, Harry, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off or anything.
No, it's fine.
But Harry looked like, when he had the cell phone up and he was trying to film the paps and stuff, Meghan had a smirk on her face and she was staring straight ahead, while that guy looked like he was mid-panic attack almost. Yeah. And then Doria was looking down. People claim she was sleeping, but I think she was just...
She was texting. You can see her with the phone. You can see the phone in her hand. She's probably pulling the paps back off or something like that. Or we're going here next, you know?
Mm-hmm. Like, the girl was clutching her prize that she had. She forgot her bag. I didn't even see her leave with the same clutch that she walked in. She was clutching that ridiculous prize. And I just wonder how all these stupid companies that connect with her and give her all these awards and everything, how they feel now looking at her and these awards that they have given to her.
That's the problem, though. I think a lot of these companies, they're already in too deep and they can't, if they were to come out and back away, it tarnishes their name also. They're stuck, you know, they're attached now. Yeah. You can only like to hope more and more will back away upon seeing what we're seeing. I'd like to know what Gabor actually thinks as well. You know, he stepped away, hasn't he, a little bit, and sort of, although he thinged the press, he did say he didn't agree with the setup, the cash motivator for that online framing it as support kind of thing. People do slowly seem to be disconnecting a little bit.
Well, Gabor kind of showed himself for who he is, right? By saying to everyone that he knew in his gut that what he was doing wasn't right, but he went and did it anyways.
Yeah.
And then they try to
he shifts the blame onto someone else.
The press. The only reason why he actually said he didn't say he regretted the interview because he made a mistake about the interview itself, but because of the evil British press and the backlash that he got.
Mm-hmm. You know what? If Gabor actually felt bad about the situation, the money that if he actually cared, if he was true about his word and what he was saying, whatever money he was paid for that segment to do with Harry, he would have donated to something.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. But he kept the money for himself. He doesn't care. He's not sorry. He just came out and made a stupid statement just to cover his ass. That's
just to salvage, because obviously he's got no respect probably in that, you know, I should imagine in his industry now, you know.
And the reason why I wanted to approach this live a little bit different is because it's about who I think is truly, for example, in Prince William, you can see that he's grieving for his mother. You can see how it truly affects him. I mean, there was this thing on the TikTok on this. I actually subscribe to this lady, the psychologist, you know, that she talks that when let's say you have a deep wound here, you cut yourself and you have a deep wound here, right? And then you put a like the shirt on so people don't see it, and then somebody bumps into you and they don't know that you have that deep wound there, and then you overreact, and you know, people don't understand, and then you try to put a patch on it, but it's still there, you know. So, and a lot of times people don't understand these overreactions. However, the difference between Harry and William as to their privacy and how they react differently, and how they portray their own mother. It's, to me, it indicates that William truly felt grief and it's overcoming it. Whereas Harry, he might have had some grief at some point, but now he's exploiting it. That's my feeling. I could be wrong, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Tina.
No, you go first.
I feel like, Paula, William takes on more, or he deals with it differently, because he was the one that Diana was confiding her relationship problems with. It's almost like he had to grow up a lot quicker. And plus, his position as to be the next king as well, he was treated differently, right? He almost had to grow up a lot faster than Harry, whereas Harry was coddled the entire time. He was never I bet you Diana never told her relationship problems to Harry, because she even knew that Harry was the dimwit of the family. He's the idiot. He couldn't handle it. So I just feel like William had to take on a lot more. He had to grow up a lot faster. He matured a lot sooner, which is why he deals with these situations a lot differently than Harry does. Harry is like a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Even Diana said is he reacts and then he thinks about, oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that afterwards.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I talk to Tina a lot, because we talk, sometimes, and because we talk about things, that we've both been through, and actually we want to maybe start talking more about that too. But for me, it's, if Harry at the beginning truly believed Meghan Markle, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. He truly believed her. He was in lust. I don't think he was in love, because he didn't know her enough. This was a long distance relationship, and when you go, you're only screwing, and and you go, and so you only present the best, because we know that's how it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it is my very humble opinion. Again, I always stated that Harry is the British Forrest Gump. He's not very smart. So he's a man that, by his own admission, is always doing drugs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in his book, he said that when he had just finished his date with Meghan, his first date, he went home, he was drinking tequila and doing drugs, and then she FaceTimed him. She didn't just want to call him. She FaceTimed him to make sure that she saw what he was seeing, and he would see her in the bathroom doing God knows what, and so he was drunk and high when she got the second date. So I give him, at the beginning, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, because I did think he was genuine in his engagement interview. He really didn't know about her. He was very honest about it. I didn't know who she was. Nobody knew Suits. But we're going to be hardworking. She's going to be part of the team. We're here to support the monarchy, blah, blah, blah. I really do believe he believed that.
I feel like the spare is like, you open it up and it's just like a million red flags coming at you, and that's in your Forrest Gump, he is totally unaware of, actually, by printing these words and her with the ego, anyone who's been through anything will read that book and see all the red flags, from him being ashamed of his swords from a mark. It's just cringeworthy and red flag going. The thing is, I feel like Harry has absolutely taken over and took ownership of that grief of his mom. And I think where William's been set up to be king, he's got to be poised, he's got to, never complain. Where Harry had that free reign almost, because he didn't have that pressure so great. And being the youngest, I think maybe William took a step back or let him handle that grief. But you only have to see that post I put up the other day. I don't know if you've seen it, Meghan's Mole, where William is on a bike ride with his family on a Saturday.
Let me pull it up because and you can talk about it, because
this is you hear his voice all over the shop at all different tones, and this is trauma in my eyes.
I'm going to share it now so you can see it and you.
I was actually.
Oh, I remember this.
Been near that. I've not been. I promise you, I've not been near your house. I'm not going to lie.
Yes, you are. How dare you behave like you've done my children?
I
How
have
dare
not.
you?
I have not
You're
done
stalking
anything.
around here looking for us and our children. I went for a
I'm
quiet
doing-
bike ride with my children on
That's fine.
Saturday,
That's fine.
and you've only given me your name. You're outrageous. You're disgusting. You really are. How dare you behave like that? How do you know we're going down here?
I didn't know you were coming down here, did I?
So where have you come from?
I've just walked up to my street.
So, and why are you here? Yeah, I need you here, Murph. I've had an altercation with a photographer. He's filming me as I'm right next to him now. I'm coming down the
What?
ruining our day.
I moved out of the way so you could get past.
You
I did. As soon as I saw you,
did.
I
You knew
moved.
exactly what you were
I
doing.
moved into the
You knew
tower.
exactly what you were doing. What you guys have learned by now.
I thought you guys had learnt by now.
You know, and here we have Harry parading around with the kids, you know. And the thing is, they never come with the kids, you know, like Harry complaining about. By the way, I just want to point out this thing. Did you notice that Prince William was without any bodyguards because he had to call them?
Yeah.
I don't think people have picked on it, but he was actually on his own on a bike ride.
He was with his family. He was with his wife and children.
He is
They have no
actually
guards.
been stalked by a pack, you know?
Yeah.
He's not in New York City where you've probably got them everywhere. You know they're going to be everywhere. It's genuine, you know? And Charles, I don't know if you've seen those bike riders in Scotland and come across him, and they're filming. It's all across social media where he just stopped and had a chat with them. No security. These, you know, this is the King of England and the future king who are just doing normal life because they want to do normal life. And that's the difference. And someone said on that post actually about how what William's facing is everything that Meghan wants.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
So where you're seeing William being hounded by the press and stalking his home, this is what Meghan Markle wants.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I made a video about that actually. I think it was the one. Let me pull it up here.
Let me see. I'm gonna go look for you, Molly. Just because I got you here, Megan Small.
Will is an alpha male and would do anything to protect his family. And do you know what? In that moment there, you didn't see a future king. You just see a dad. You did just see a dad.
Yeah, a dad protecting his family from a complete stranger who wanted to take unauthorized photos of his children. Definitely.
Which one is it that you want me to look at?
It was further down. It's called "Why Meghan Markle is Jealous of Princess Catherine." A little bit further down. It's got Catherine in the. There you go. Jealousy.
Where is it?
Right there. Jealousy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Jealousy?
Yeah. So in that video, I spoke about how
here.
Yeah, how Meghan Markle is jealous of Catherine because the reason why she.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, oh, lovely to meet you. You're like, call me Meghan.
Yeah. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex.
Hello, my friends. Welcome. You don't need to play it, Paula. Stop for a second. I'll just give the little. So basically, in that video, I said how Meghan didn't call the UK and the British people racist and everything until she realized that she wouldn't get the same treatment as Catherine and Diana. I believe that Meghan Markle married Harry because she thought she would get chased by the paparazzi down the street like Catherine and Diana were. And when that never happened, all of a sudden the UK people and the paparazzi and the media were racist. They're horrible. I feel like she always wanted that. Meghan wanted to be chased. Like we've seen the footage, remember, of the way Catherine used to get hounded and the cameras just thrown in her face all the time. I think at the very end of this video, Paula, if you go near the end, I have a clip where the paparazzi were harassing Catherine and Pippa as they were on their way home from a night out, and they were surrounded by at least 20 paparazzi And Catherine, yeah, I think it's that video from there. Just listen to it. Go back a little bit more. In the comments below. And thank you again. I will catch you real soon in the next video. It's so Stay gorgeous, my lovelies. This is what Meghan Markle wanted. Bye. She wanted to play this.
Hey, stop it. Toby, this is unreasonable.
Okay, just move your hand and we'll leave you alone.
No, I'm not going to move my hand. This is my private life. I'm not going to move my hand.
Guys, this is guys, let's go. Let's go. Guys,
leave her alone.
Guys,
Please,
oh,
leave her
no,
alone.
come. No. See you later. Okay, how many have you got? Okay. Thanks, Your Highness.
Oh, my heart breaks for Catherine every time I see that. But
How
that
many have you got?
yeah. See, Catherine, remember, she used to always put her hand in front of her face to cover her face so that the photographers couldn't sell their photos. That's why they kept telling her to move her hand, or she would use her umbrella to block them. She did this for like 8 years. She dealt with this crap.
And that would have caused major concern for William.
Yeah.
And never have I ever seen that ever happen to Meghan Markle.
No, nothing to that. And
No.
that's what
No,
she was
that's the
saying.
thing. That's the thing. I'm just going to interrupt a little bit and let you guys know. Meghan Markle, you remember Netflix? All these paps, so they had to take photos from other people that actually was
Yeah.
casted. Well, Princess Diana, I can tell you
From the
that
Harry Potter movie.
you know, I know the street where Meghan lived. It's actually it's not a well-to-do street, but it's not that bad either. But I mean, if there were paps, you would have seen them. The Canadian police came, there was nobody there. There's cameras on the thing. They were there. And the only time that she was caught taking a picture is when she called the paps and she went to buy flowers. Remember, she had that necklace of Harry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The aesthetic.
I'm gonna go get something to drink. So you guys keep this going.
Okay, dokie.
Carry on. Sorry. I see people are bringing up the Del Taco tweet. Did you see that?
I haven't seen it, no.
So Del Taco took advantage of the whole Harry and Meghan bringing them up on Family Guy, and they posted, I don't know, an X, a tweet, whatever you want to call it, saying, waiting for Harry and Meghan to post, or hold on, let me actually pull up the tweet here so I can see what it says. But it was perfect. They definitely picked up on the situation here. Harry and Meghan, we are still waiting for your post to go up today, please.
Is that in your Twitter account?
Yeah, I have that on my Twitter.
Yeah, I have it here. Let me see. I have your Twitter here. Oh, by the way, I got this one. Should we hear it?
Sure. I don't think Aftermath saw it.
For Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
Netflix for no one knows what.
Put it with the rest of them.
Babe, time to do our daily $250,000 sponsored Instagram post for Del Taco.
I shouldn't have left the made-up nonsense.
For millions.
You know which one is it, Maggie?
Right there.
This one.
Third one down. Yeah. Del Taco restaurants. You're right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Del Taco restaurants. I commented after I saw it.
Do you know what? You can't blame them as a company. You know, they're going to jump on it, aren't they? They really are.
No, but I think they were just being part of the.
I think it was part of the joke.
Yeah.
Family Guy.
Yeah. But they're going to put their name amongst it, aren't they? If they're going to be
Family Guy was being completely facetious about Harry and Meghan receiving $250,000 because they won't even. I don't think any company would be paying them now. Oh dear, did you see this?
No, please, because I don't understand that this is. Can you explain what this is, please?
So Beyonce sent Kim Kardashian a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And Kim obviously posted the note that she received on Instagram. So I took that photo and said, can you hear the screams from San Ysidro Ranch? Where Meghan only just got an email from Beyonce, but that was a lie, right?
Yeah, because can you imagine? I mean, but this is the thing, that it really bothers me when it comes to what's happening right now. We
Mhm.
see an elderly queen, because I got, you know what? I don't know about you too, but I gotten a lot of comments. Oh, why didn't the queen do that? And like, first of all, she was how old? Riddled with cancer, her husband deadly ill, COVID in full swing, trying to keep a nation going, keep up the morale going. And I really do believe that she gave them a year because she thought that Harry would come to his senses,
Mm-hmm.
giving him a chance, because what she knew about him all up to meeting Meghan Markle was a completely different Harry. You know, that's just my opinion. And then when it didn't happen, the things that he did afterwards, I mean, I can just see the Queen watching or hearing that Oprah interview.
They
Elderly
wanted her to
abuse.
see it. They
She-
wanted her to see it.
Yeah. And that's what you can't, even with Netflix, Oprah. It's Oprah, whilst Philip was, so frail, and you just can't even imagine what they went through. The Queen, a 70+ year reign, coming to the end of her days, and to have it end like that, and I think people of Britain, although we acknowledge a massive character change, we always knew he's rebellious, but to do and go to the levels, and I see a royal correspondent sort of say today about Harry and Meghan being connected to the Kardashians, and how
Mhm.
Harry and Meghan are better than that. And I thought, well, are they?
They're not even on the same level.
Well, at least the Kardashians do the family thing,
Yeah. Yeah.
Give them that. You gotta give them that. Even when Kim is slapping the shit out of Courtney. I mean, they, and you see them, but they're still, at the end of the day, they can beat each other up, but they don't allow anybody else to trash them.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That's the thing. They
Yeah.
let each other trash each other, but they will not let an outsider come in and trash you.
And I've done a post on that actually, where I said, the thing is with British people and the royal family, they just sit there and we just go along with our day, and they pop up, we do Jubilee, but we can talk about our royal family, but anyone else come and attack them, even their own, we're like, don't think so. And I just think like that whole family, that Lady C had sort of said about her biggest mistake was Thomas Markle and the way she treated him. And I believe that is true, that for Meghan, that showed us who she was.
Oh no, Meghan is going to show who she is pretty soon. She's going to be in Tampa, Florida on November 8th. And God willing, I'll be at the trial, at the hearing, but, and I think hopefully Mr. Markle makes it there, because that's the only place he's going to be able to face his daughter. That should be something,
I don't think Tom should go, to be honest. I worry if Tom Markle, like Tom Sr. goes, he might have an anxiety attack. He might have another heart attack. It'll be too much stress for him to deal with.
Or it might be, what he needs, because I guarantee you that Meghan Markle is going to act like she doesn't know him. And I think he needs to face reality to a point.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you need that closure.
I understand what you're saying. Like, he needs to see that she completely pays him dust, kinda, and realize that his daughter is completely done with him. She's not going to reach out to him. That's it, for the light bulb to actually go off.
Yeah, sometimes you need to reach those bottom moments, because
Yeah.
for now in his mind, he fills out his mind with theories. So maybe it's Harry, maybe it's this, maybe.
Yeah, but you know what? Samantha's court case isn't the place to do something like that, right? For him to show up. Samantha's worked so hard to get her case to where it is right now. I understand if he goes to support Samantha, I understand that. Like, if the whole Markle clan show up in support for Samantha, I understand that. But don't go thinking that you can reach out to Meghan and have a conversation. That shouldn't even be on the plate at all. He shouldn't even be thinking about that. It should be all about Samantha and going there to support her, and that's it. You don't want to turn it into a Markle circus, right? You want it to look professional for Samantha, so she comes out looking like the better person here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
No,
Meghan is going to turn it into a circus.
Well, let her turn it into a circus and
Yes,
make
yeah.
herself look like the clown of the circus, right? And not the other family. Meghan's done so much to make her sister and brother and her father look like absolute evil demons. So if Samantha and them pulled some kind of stunt there and turned it into a circus, then that wouldn't look good for them, right? Let Meghan dig her hole even deeper.
I should imagine, knowing or not, she'll be hoping that they all turn up so she can flip it and turn it.
But it is
However,
something. But they do need to turn up for her because
yeah, absolutely.
you know, if it was up to me, you do not want to see Samantha on her own, alone.
Yeah.
You know, they need to show up as a family unit. That's my opinion, because in a way, all of them have suffered horribly in a worldwide thing. You and I have talked to Tom Markle, you know, and I mean, I talk to him quite a lot, and I can, you know, he laughs and he's got a great sense of humor. He's a man's man, you know, but at the end of the day, there's a hurt. There is a hurt, you know. For example, when Harry said that Meghan Markle, and this is, I think, what was the detonator moment for everybody, when Harry went and said that the royal family was the family that Meghan Markle never had. This is in December 2017. You know, when Meghan spent Christmas with the royal family, when they made that exception. Remember how no fiance had ever spent Christmas with the Queen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made so many exceptions for that bitch skank, you know. Yeah,
I think for me, when Harry was on Netflix and he sort of said she's no longer got a dad or something like that, and he took that on himself.
She's mourned the loss.
And I just thought, how dare you even say that? But I sort of, in my opinion, my theory on this is she had kicked her family to the curb, like not thinking. And I think a lot of people in the country were like, what? You're not having your family at your wedding. It didn't go off the way she had somehow planned in her head, because people were starting to question Meghan Markle and who is she to sort of just not have anyone at her wedding. And I feel at that point she sort of had in her head he had to then lose his in order to make it even, you know, so she wasn't this bad one who had rejected the family. Not like it was like a planned, but that's just it just felt like they're both, you know, even down to, like I said to you the other day, Paula, with how Meghan rang Thomas and then she was like, I don't know why, I just don't believe him. That came out. And then Harry and William in the church at Philip's funeral, and he'd done the code word and I just didn't believe him. Like it's scripted, it's mirrored, like they're these two sheeps, you know, alone on their own victims, and it's just odd. But I can understand that Thomas Markle Senior, because his daughter just met a prince, and has he seen her since, other than splashed across the papers and are doing what she's doing? You know, it must feel like he's grieving and confused, and he must blame other people in this situation. Are they keeping her away from him rather than him accepting what she's actually done?
Yeah, but for me, you know, this is why I said if he shows up to support Samantha's daughter, but I know that part of him wants to also see her. He hasn't seen this daughter since 2016. You know, I mean, her last post was June 19th, 2016 for Father's Day, saying he was an amazing father. You know, and this is the thing with internet, guys, you know, I mean, it's there. Her UN speech was not about Doria. It was about her father.
But here we go, aren't we? Because they're on a platform. People are just buying into this crap, and not, other than the people, us, are going, what? Yet people on the main stage with them are going, yeah, just like it's just Barbie, you know?
Yeah, but in a way, you know, I do also. What do you think, Megan Molly? You know, when you said that maybe Mr. Markle shouldn't go there because, God forbid, something happens to him because the emotion might be too much for him. This is a man who has gone through hell for the past 5 years.
I understand.
Has a heart attack. But the thing is, if he doesn't go, then Meghan is going to say, see, the sugars are going to say, see, even her father is not supporting her.
They're going to say something regardless.
Yeah.
They're going to say something anyways at the end of the day. To be honest, I'm just worried about his health because he's not 100% yet, right? His speech is not there yet. I'm just worried that seeing his daughter could be too much for him and he could get sick. I understand that too if he doesn't show up because of that, because I fear for his health, really. I feel the stress of it might be too much. He might, like, something might happen, and God forbid something happens and Thomas Markle dies or something right there. That would be the worst ever, right? I wouldn't want that to happen. As much as I'd want Thomas Markle to show up to support Samantha, I think he should go there. But I think for the best interest of himself, his health, and everyone else, he should go, but maybe stay back at the hotel or at Samantha's house and tune in to what's going on in court from there. That's what I think. But I feel like the rest of the Markle clan, like Tom Jr. and them, they should all go and
It's
support
only Tom
Samantha.
Jr. because even Tom's sons, you know that Tom kids
Hell,
are.
I would fly down there to go and support Samantha.
Well, I'm going. Maybe
Are you going? Well,
Yeah,
maybe
I'm
let
going.
me see if I can get some time and then I'll come with you.
Yeah, I'm going. I'm talking to Spirit Airlines to see if they can sponsor my ticket here. Because they actually, Spirit Airlines is like Ryanair. So I'm trying to see if they sponsor it. It's like $400 and some, all the way to Tampa. But I'm going, if they sponsor it, I'm most likely I will be there for sure, so we can go.
Well, I should see if my little one wants to have a little trip to Disneyland or something. Take him out of school for a week, and then I'll get my mom to come too or something so she can watch him.
That'd be awesome. Let's talk afterwards because
we'll figure it out later.
The thing is,
can you imagine? Sorry,
it's a bit too
far
far
that
for
are
me.
Online listening right now, they're gonna start freaking out. Oh no, Paula and Mole are gonna show up down there. They're stalkers. They're gonna start shitting their pants.
Oh my God! Yeah.
We have
it's what's it called? It's a public hearing, by the way.
Yeah, anyone's allowed to go. I wonder if we could live stream it.
That's what I'm gonna. That's what I'm inquiring. I'll talk to you about it later because I don't want people.
We'll talk about it after.
But no, you are right. I mean, and the thing is now that we have Omid, I mean, it's like Megan is angry, obsessed. By the way, I saw your cat, Tina. I just don't have my city because I wanted to compete with you because it is asleep. What's your cat's name?
Eve.
She's a ragdoll cat, right?
She is, yes.
I recognize him because she has blue eyes.
Yes, the blue eyes. I don't think
they're very beautiful. Oh my God, they're very beautiful.
Yeah,
but what's her name? You said
Eve. Eve. But yeah, we got her on Christmas Eve, so her name was Eve. But then she's called Moo half the time. We got lazy with the name and called her another 3-letter name. Make it make sense.
Ladies, I was thinking because there's so much going on. It's like Megan is angry. I don't think Megan wasn't treated to the same standards as Catherine because she got more. For example, she got privileges that Catherine never got. Yeah. I mean, Meghan Markle didn't need police escort to protect her before the marriage because nobody was following her, unlike Catherine and Princess Diana and Duchess of York and whatever, right? But she had more.
Don't need it now.
No, she doesn't. She had more privileges because she was invited to Christmas before she got married, and her mother too. Her wardrobe allowance, I don't know whether it was because she was so abusive and she just went and got those dresses and then just sent the bill to Charles and Charles had to pay it, but it ended up being over $1 million. She got so many things. She got a big office as Catherine, but the only thing she didn't get was the rank, which is why I think she uses the titles all the time, because just like Kelly Rowland said, is it Kelly Rowland or Rowland?
Yes.
Rowland.
She says she'd never met, that it was so nice meeting the Duchess of Sussex for the first time in 2023. And Lord and behold, I have to pull this up, Molly, because, you posted this. I was laughing. I actually did a little video about it.
You know, I'm seeing right now that Daily Mail has picked up on the fact that Kelly Rowland met Meghan Markle before, and they haven't even credited me in their article.
Oh, they do that all the time.
They
I
just
was
did that,
surprised.
yeah.
Yeah, they did. You know, one time they mentioned my name, and even Dan Wooden one time said Paula M. But a lot of times they don't. And I remember I brought something up, and then I saw it right, literally the same words I used on my tweet, but they don't credit you.
No.
There we go. It was my first time meeting her. The Destiny's Child alum, is that how you say alum? Said, and then you go, I guess meeting Meghan Markle at New York Fashions Week 2014 wasn't memorable for Kelly. And I mean, and she's getting darker by the moment, isn't she?
Maybe that's why she didn't recognize her. She met her as a white girl before, and now all of a sudden she's a black girl.
You know, and this is the thing I don't understand, because I don't understand why she's allowed to abuse people.
Because no one stops her. No one puts her in her place. And she just gets what she wants. That's why. King Charles has let them do whatever they want. He doesn't say anything, doesn't do anything.
But going back to what you were saying before about her being able to go to Christmas with them and breaking the protocol that they normally carry, it just goes to show how much Harry was probably getting away and probably very spoilt in his role, and just giving him anything he wanted in order to keep him happy, maybe, because all the signs show, you know, the quick marriage and what it seems like they were just pleasing Harry. So maybe that's why you have him out here today behaving in this way, you know?
I mean, I just don't understand this, because we're watching in a worldwide stage. For example, the employees that have worked for years with in top high pressure situations within the royal family, organizing royal tours for years, dealt with heads of state. They ended up quitting one after another. And I mean, even that idiot Harry says that he would see the employees slumped on their desk crying. And I mean, and then we have this cover up, because, and I keep saying this to many people, because they think that because it's called the royal family, that it's not part of, in the monarchy, that they think it's not part of the government branch. But whenever you get an email from Buckingham Palace, it says royal.uk.gov, because it's part of the government. The king is the head of state of the United Kingdom. You know, it's part of the government. It's you may call the glamorous side of the diplomatic side of government, but even though they're not diplomats, but they're the glamorous side. They're a constitutional monarchy, but Harry's being protected by them. That thing that that bullying allegations we saw by Jason Conniff, it gone back for almost a year. Nobody did anything about it, and they knew about it, and now it's hidden. You know, that only, and this is why I say I don't blame Meghan Markle nor Harry for their behavior, because they have
been allowed
without any consequences. They've been allowed to behave with complete and total impunity.
I suppose to a certain degree, the royal family is still trying to protect their brand from Harry and Meghan, and they are probably covering, and, you know, my opinion, you know, she's still Meghan. Look at all that's happened and all that she's done and said and been caught out over, and yet she still goes to the market with a giant bag on her shoulder, with a smile on her face. She is Storm Meghan, and no matter what, people are just scared to be taken out by her. They're watching it brew, and they don't want to be in the line of Storm Meghan. That's what, you know, that's what I see it in. She seems, we all know what she
hasn't
seems.
met her match yet. That's the problem.
Yes.
Well, I
That's
think she
the
will if she writes those memoirs that she's planning on writing about Catherine. I
Yeah.
can tell you that that's not going to happen. Catherine is not going to let it sit down really quietly there because she's going to disclose. She's very unhappy. My source tells me that she's very unhappy that she still not believes that she made Catherine cry. Number two, she's still very unhappy because she wants to blame the employees. She wants to get rid of those bullying allegations in her own words. She wants to name the royal. She wants to go deeper into the baby brains comment that she made.
Yeah.
She wants to go deeper into why she wasn't allowed to travel, why they took away her passport, why why her voice was silenced. She wants to go deeper into something that about the royal races that she is going to name, in spite of the fact that during the Oprah interview nobody talked to her about it. It was a comment to Harry, and it wasn't even about the baby skin color. It was about Meghan's character. And he was told, are you sure you want to marry this girl? And that is the comment that he told Meghan. And instead, she said it was about the skin color of the baby. The comment was, take it easy, get to know her. You don't know her that well. You're going too fast. That is the comment that he translated to Meghan Markle. And for some reason now, probably somebody will
remember Meghan convinced him it was due to racism, because I read that part in Tom Bauer's book last night, actually.
You did? What did he say about it?
Yeah, here, let me pull it up, because I've been going through some parts of Tom Bauer's book again, and I feel like I've missed a lot of things, like little tidbits here and there. And that was one of them. I didn't mark where it was, but where is it? Here, you keep talking while I look for it.
No, but this is the thing. She wants that book because she wants to completely trash Catherine.
Yeah.
She really hates her because Catherine represents everything she will never be. Remember when Catherine got married and she said, oh, she posted a little blog and that little thing called Tig, and she posted a story. Oh, yeah. I'm talking about Princess Catherine, but I'd much rather be Shira.
Yeah.
Well,
the rebel princess.
Shira is a powerful, and yet this woman spent half of their time on the mopping the floors of Buckingham Palace there, because she was always on the floor, and in order to be a royal lady, you need mental fortitude. Even Princess Diana had it, because you know how she was hounded. She never said a peep, like when she was hounded and stuff like that at the beginning, and then she learned to defend herself, and stories were being put out by other people out in the mail. But you need to be mentally strong, because you look, we just saw that video of yours, Molly, you know what Angela Levin, because I interviewed Angela Levin once, and she said that, and actually I did, she showed me the clip, she sent me the clip, and she said Catherine would be walking through the airport and they would call her names just to, like, really nasty things.
I remember that. I remember that time when she was walking through the airport with her father and Pippa, and the paparazzi were calling her all kind of whore, bitch, like everything. And Michael Middleton didn't even react because they wanted that reaction. If I was there, I would have reacted. But the fact that he kept it together while his daughter's being called all these names so that they can get the one photo shot so that they can then spin it in their own narrative. That entire family went through hell, and we have never heard a peep from them. Nothing.
No.
But I found the excerpt in the book.
Because I'm dyslexic. I try to read his book, but for me it's a nightmare.
So it was page 151 in Revenge by Tom Bauer. And it says, over the following weeks, Harry's friends agreed that he was rushing too fast towards marriage. Uneasy about the influence on Harry of the woman who suddenly walked into their lives, their instincts warned them to beware of the intruder. Several shared their fears with William. Inskip was among the first to tell Harry to be cautious. Best to be sure, he said. William spoke next. Don't feel like you need to rush this, he said to his brother. Take as much time as you need to get to know this girl. After all, he had known Kate for 8 years before he proposed. Now listen to this. Furious about the closing ranks, Harry told Meghan. Both agreed that they were victims of racism. William fumed Harry was a snob. Odd charge, since Kate was a middle class as Meghan. Well, to be honest, Kate's family was a bit more higher class than Meghan's family, but since Meghan always wants to be on the same level. But anyways, but there you go. Like, Meghan fed it to him from the beginning that it was racism. Oh, your friends are being racist.
Yeah. And then remember when Doria went and said on Netflix, oh, it's time to have my voice heard. I told her it was going to be about race. That jailbird, let me tell you.
Cell block C Doria.
Cell block C Doria, jailbird Doria, wherever you want to call it. I mean, that absentee mother that showed up in the picture, you know, much years later. I mean, how nasty did Meghan have to be at 4 years of age to dump her off completely on her father?
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, I'm serious. I mean, this is, and for me, this is why Meghan's victim narrative for people like Tina and myself will never ring true.
No, not at all.
You know, it's, to me, she gives people who go through hell or any form of violence or anything like that a bad name, just as Jada. I mean, and Jada, we should do a video on Jada, guys. Just like Jada, just like Amber. You know, I mean, if Amber, let me say, I just got to say this because this is eating me up. I've been through many trials that my ex-husband put me through, falsely accusing me of stuff, right? If I were to give a deposition, there's no way I could eat because I probably would choke in tears, you know, because especially when you haven't had a chance to speak and they say, okay, now you can speak. It's like, you know, I wouldn't be I mean, I was looking at that and I'm like, what? I'm sorry, I'm going to swear. What the fuck is this? She looked bored. She looked annoyed that she was there. And I would have been, you know what? I don't know.
She looked confident in the fact that she was a woman and he was a man and she would be believed. She didn't give a flying, you know, she looked, I didn't even know you could eat in a deposition. Like, how is that happening? I didn't even know if that was like allowed. But like you said, you wouldn't be able to, in that situation, the stress and pressure and worry. I've watched a family member go and give, it's not, you know, it's not snack time. Like daughter, like mom, both have.
Let me tell you something. Meghan Small, please correct me. You ladies correct me. But let's just do this past 2 months. How old is Lily supposed to be?
2, I think.
And how old is Invisible Archie?
Artificial 4.
Okay. Let's just look at these past 2 months. Dusseldorf. From Dusseldorf, they went to Portugal because they needed a holiday after that. From then, they went to New York. From New York, where did they go to that island?
Yeah.
And from that island, now we have Harry in Texas.
Well, then they went to Atlanta, right?
Oh, sorry.
And then from there, Harry was seen in Texas.
Okay, that little girl, if she has seen there, and she's what, 2, right?
Yeah.
And Harry's always away. They're always away someplace.
Yeah.
Without the children. You know, I mean, look at you and I'm just going to go here. We were talking about maybe going to the trial, right? What was the first thing you said?
My child.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
For my kid.
About my child. That's the first thing. Like, I always put my kid first above anything. That's the first thing I always think about.
But that's what I was saying about William and Harry and how they've gone two separate directions. Because you see William being accosted by the paparazzi, and he's just trying to do a bike ride with his children on a Saturday morning, family time. Okay, we've watched, although Harry denies he's never been on a bike ride with his dad, even though there's picture evidence. You see William taking the good out of his childhood and passing that on to his children. Yet we hear Harry speaking about Spice Girl concerts and how his dad was mixing business and pleasure and how he was hurt because he realized in that moment. And then you've got him never seeming to be present Harry's speaking all of this with no actions and behaviours to back up his wanting to change any of it. And it's just balmy, as we all know.
And you know what? I found pictures of Princess Diana taking Harry to the Grand Prix. Elon Musk was with his young kid. Even Cristiano Ronaldo take his children there, because especially when they're little boys. I remember my son was crazy. Well, he still is. He watches, whenever I try to talk to him, I'm on Formula One. I know that I'm out. I can't interrupt him. But when he was even younger, I mean, little boys love cars. He could have asked to have Archie's face pixelated,
Yeah. I took my little one to his first monster truck event last year.
Monster truck, I like that.
He loves that. You just throw some headphones on them to protect their ears and they're good. But little boys love that stuff. But he didn't take Archie to Trooping of the Color to see the airplanes. He didn't take him when he goes on a bike ride. He never goes to the beach with Archie. You always see Harry with the dog. That's it. Never been to the beach. Like, you wonder what kind of, as Harry says, genetic pain is being caused to those children, because that does affect them. You keep children hidden like that in a basement, like hostages, with a couple of junkies around in a house and rotating staff. Those kids are going to be like, I don't know, man. This is why I hope that these two don't have children at all, because I could not imagine what those children might be going through.
And I mean, who's looking after these children? Because I don't see Doria being there all the time. Doria has her own life. God knows that, she's doing her own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, and Megan, you know what bothers me? That they tried to use that she was too busy and that she's a mother. Whenever she gets caught in something and she has to face the music and she has to show up, for example, I can't do it because I'm a mom and I have to leave. Because remember when she was in England and doing her duties or whatever, she always had to leave early because I had to go breastfeed my child.
Baby feed time, she would always claim. Yeah, I remember all that.
When Harry went to, and this is the point I was getting at the beginning, I probably would have believed her. And this is why he took decisions. He was a broken man when he gave that Sente Vale speech, right? That he had to leave because it wasn't good for them. Remember he broke down in tears?
His fake crying?
You think he was fake crying when he
started crying? Was that the one that he started laughing? It was
an exit when Meghan left, and then he had the Sandringham summit.
Yeah, I think we're talking about the same thing. And he was laughing. Like, he was laughing and he had to compose himself and pretend like he was crying.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, at some point, the penny must have dropped, and he should have known that everything. Because I think in the book that Molly, please correct me, and Tina. Didn't he say in the book at some point he confronted Meghan Markle?
Yeah, and she would cry all the time.
After whether the stories were true or not, and she would start crying and drop to the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, is that in the hallway? Oh no, that was when he come home and she was crying by the door, wasn't it?
Well, he confronted her. He confronted her.
Yeah, he asked her and he said that she started crying and then he felt bad and he let it go. He wouldn't ask her about it. I mean, if someone pulled that on you once or twice, wouldn't you be like, okay, you're kind of loopy, I'm going to stop dealing with you? But no, not Harry. He kept going on with it.
Thing is, he's got the children now, isn't it? And that's his biggest, probably, if any of what he speaks is true about any of his his children would be his biggest insecurity, and he probably knows at this point that leaving her and them splitting up, that the minute he's gone, those kids are going to be on every magazine cover going, you know, probably, my opinion. He's sort of got that much damage behind him. The future without, you know, being a part-time sort of dad, I don't know. But Elon Musk turning up, and my comparison to this is when the Queen died and she was laying state, and David Beckham queued for hours to go and pay his respects, and he had the biggest overwhelming feed of respect off the people. But Holly and Phil, breakfast news people, Holly Willoughby, they jumped the queue, and they just highlighted, David Beckham highlighted the disgrace that they were. And I feel like Elon Musk having his kid there that day and Harry turning up without ears, he highlighted the fact that Harry could have had his kid there that day. You know, it's the same kind of thing. Elon deciding to take his child, because why would you not take your child if you're going somewhere like that and you've got a little boy?
I mean, I think he's a narcissist, that had he taken Archie, then the emphasis would have been on Archie, not on him. Oh, you know, Harry with Archie is not to protect him, nor to protect his privacy, because these children are going to grow and they're going to find out what kind of parents.
You know what I think?
Stuck with.
You know why I think Harry or Meghan don't take out the kids? I mean, besides the fact that they'll get all the attention from them, I think, in my opinion, I don't think Harry and Meghan know how to handle their own children. I think it's because their children have never been out in public or in public spaces, or that Harry and Meghan haven't been around them enough that they don't know how to handle them. What if they act out? What if they scream? What if they yell? Like, Harry and Meghan don't know how to deal with them because it's other people that are always with them. I think that's why they don't take out the children also, which is quite sad.
Great.
And also because they need to look perfect. So if the children misbehave, it's going to reflect bad on them, right, Tina?
Yeah, because they always make fun of William's children misbehaving. They make fun of Louis misbehaving and stuff. So if Archie, Archofficial, and Invisibet do it, then, oh, the Sussex Squad are going to say we're all being mean to children, right? But who knows?
It would ruin the aesthetic, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I got to tell you, because Meghan Markle is going ahead with the memoirs. I mean, what is she going to write about? I was a Deal or No Deal girl. I used to do things to get one-liners. My major break was
giving BJ's on 90210.
Deal or No Deal. My major breakout role was a supporting role in a C-list cable show filmed in Ontario, Canada.
She was a working royal for 72 days. The first period of a pregnancy, the first trimester, is like 84 days. She didn't even do a first trimester of a pregnancy within working royal family life. And you're writing a memoir, which you would never have got before marrying your man, such a feminist, strong, independent woman you are.
And you know, it is. I had something that I wanted to say, but you know, my age, I always forget. Things run away from me. But Meghan Markle, I was thinking just this thing about her and her memoirs. It is laughable because Kelly Rowland, that's the one that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Kelly Rowland came out and said that Meghan Markle was royal before she married Harry.
Did you see what she actually said? I put it up on my Twitter because that just pissed me right off. Sorry, I walked away from my computer for a sec when you started talking. So I was like, oh my God, I got to talk about this.
Sorry. Let me see. Where is it? I'm scrolling up. You're looking at it. Oh, here.
I think it's one of the newer ones.
Is that the one?
I don't know. I can't see.
What do you mean you can't see? It's an oh shit! It's not sharing. Sarah, I thought I was sharing here.
No. Go. No, you go up. Go towards the top. Keep going towards the top. It's a today one. I just put it up before we came on. A little bit. It's after this one, I think. There. Yeah. Because it says Meghan Markle was royal before she was in that family, says Kelly Rowland. So did you catch that? That family? Like she's throwing shade towards the royal family. I mean, Meghan Markle is only known thanks to that family, the royal family, right? That family whose titles she continues to use despite her claiming that they're racist. That family that is still opening doors for her because no one would give a shit if she was just Meghan Markle. That family, right? Like the disrespect is nuts. And it just shows these people, like it shows me that these people are just fucking idiots. Seriously.
And that's actually Meghan's children's family. That family, you know,
Exactly.
it's just, you know, and this is what annoys me, being a Brit, in just the sheer, how can Harry be okay with the sheer shade that is projected on his own family, his own country, and think that we're gonna, you know, support him, you know, like, no, mate, no.
It's so immature. Like it just speaks to her level of maturity and the fact that she always has to throw shade at the family. Like you just can't go about your business and just do your shit that you wanted to do and leave them alone. You always got to throw grenades at them despite them paying you dust. I mean, what's your issue? Like just move on with your life.
And the worst part of it all is that she's pretending to have all these British traditions, like, and she's mocking. Here's Melissa McCarthy. Okay, and I'm gonna throw this out there. Can you imagine if they had made fun of a Native American ceremony or traditional gown or customs, like, you know, when you kiss Maori tribe, when they kiss with the nose, or that you share the tea, or the British or the Japanese royal family that they give you tea, the tea ceremony. Here they're making literally, you see this fat bitch on that side. I'm not fat shaming her, but I just can't stand her because they were mocking British culture. You know, drinking tea, the way they dress, it is a part of the culture. When you go to meet the queen, you know, it's like a uniform. It's part of their culture, you know, and they get away with this. And this is a woman who's, by denigrating them, saying that family. How was she royal? I didn't know she had a royal title. I mean, this is a woman who couldn't even remember meeting her in 2014.
But doesn't that speak to like how ridiculous it is? No, you never met the Duchess of Sussex before, did you? You know, it's the whole like, it's the first time I've met the Duchess of Sussex. That title means jack when no one looks at you like you're anything but what we've seen, and it's not great. So that title is worthless, and the fact she, you know, continue. That's her only claim, and it's embarrassing. It's crazy that she continues. I've always said Amber Heard sort of knew what she was doing, and she was backed into a corner. It seems like Meghan, in my opinion, just believes her own hype and grandeur, and it's more scary. You know, and more scary nowadays that she's able to get away. That curtsy.
You know, I gotta tell you something. This whole thing, and this is where we go back to the abuse. Because abuse never, as Tina and I know, never de-escalates. It only goes up when unchecked. Unless somebody put a stop to this, other than recollections may vary, which our poor elderly queen, who probably was heartbroken, knowing in her mind she has more important things, because she knows that I think Prince Philip died less than a month after that. So the queen is dealing with an entire world a virus thing, trying to keep the morale up. She's riddled with cancer. She knows her husband is going to die. She's trying matters of state, and she's counting on the support of her family and a grandson she's loved. And then this garbage comes out where her most cherished life's work, if you'd like, which is the Queen's Commonwealth, is trashed as colonialism 2.0, racism, and yet Harry and Meghan were president and vice president of the Queen's Commonwealth Trust.
See, I blame Charles for not stepping up and handling his son.
I feel like there's a turn now where people are getting tired, and I think if she releases her, but people are going to start to walk away from supporting the monarchy. That's just my opinion. It's tiring, and people are sick of it at this point, and in condoning it almost, and them still carrying on, to do this. You look at that, it looks like a comedy sketch, doesn't it? It's not even. It's shameful and it's embarrassing. And I suppose at the time when it all went off, Charles was grieving the Queen and Philip and just taking on that role of king. But I feel like if this continues more so with her memoir and more comes out and they start going for Catherine, I feel like people will start to question the monarchy rather than Harry and Meghan. That's just my opinion. They already are some, it is getting tiresome at this point.
Yeah, I agree. People's patience have worn thin. They're wondering how long is this supposed long game that you're playing? Like, it's been over. How long has it been since the day Meghan came into the family and Harry issued that ridiculous statement about harassing his girlfriend? It's been over 6 years now of just the royal family playing the long game and just giving in to Harry and Meghan's every whims and wants.
Well, the thing is, at this point as well, Harry can criticize the media, and I've said it in a post myself, You can't criticize the media when you put black and white print on paper and inflicted hate and divide yourself. You're no better now than the media. That statement half William was a sharp. Harry has sat there and projected, that Kelly Rowland able to say that family is because of Harry and Meghan.
Especially Harry, that has allowed Meghan to trash his own family, to disrespect his own family. How can he sit there? Because that family, and yet she went and named and gave those kids titles to keep the links, to keep them ranked above everybody else, to that family. And it's the abuse of it all. And in many ways, I do feel that it is an abuse of their position not to take action. And I know people say, oh, it's his son, but he's the monarch.
I've always said the Queen always used to say, what would the Queen do? And he really needs to say at this point, what would the King do?
Because a lot of people say, oh, well, it's his son. Well, removing him from the monarchy's website, which is a website for working royals, is not going to stop him from being his son. Putting if he doesn't want to strip the titles, he can say you're going to put them in abeyance. You can only use them during royal functions. You cannot use them anywhere else unless you come to England on a royal engagement. You will be known as Henry Mountbatten Windsor, and your wife will be known as Mrs. or Mr. Markle, Meghan Markle, whatever you want to know yourself as. If you want to be Mr. Meghan Markle, that's fine. But only use any and all titles for royal engagements. What is wrong with doing that? It protects the monarchy. We won't see any letters of Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, writing to Congress, the U.S. Congress, not as Rachel Meghan Markle, an American citizen, but as the Duchess of Sussex from the office of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, which is an official royal title of a monarchy.
It's embarrassing, though, isn't it? It's embarrassing, like the signing of the letters, the Duchess of Sussex, when it's not currency, is it? It's just not at this point. They've destroyed their names, and the fact she continues.
I mean, where do you guys see? I mean, you talked about that thing at the lake.
Oh, Meet Me by the Lake, the movie rights. I think, obviously this author of this movie, she's a Meghan and Harry super fan, isn't she? Or whether she's come out to say that That's what I read, just my opinion. I just feel like it would be a hell of a shame if it's another flop and it's just something they've just touched upon, thinking in the moment we're going to do this, and it never comes to fruition because this author. But then she's sitting pretty with all the money she's made, I suppose. But again, you know, with me, the aftermath, what I do, it's about trying to move past that point of it's healing. Yes, I speak a lot about what happened to me, but that's just owning my shit in order to go past that. I feel like they are just harboring and stuck within it and cashing in, as we've seen. And you know, you know me, I differ. I get frustrated with Harry. I'm angry with him. I do see someone placed in a trauma state. I do see that she's played upon all his insecurities by draping herself at his mom's grave. Like, that's not, you know, that's almost like taking over Diana's face, you know, like, you need to protect me. So I do see someone who's been placed in a trauma state, but Meet Me by the Lake is just another connection to the royal family, the grief, the pain, without being out there. It's using another mean to be connected to that, isn't it?
But it's never nothing. They never do anything positive. It's always something terrible. You know, why don't they, you know, oh, I know. I think you said it, sweetie, on your TikTok. I know. You said something in one of your TikToks, Tina, which was really powerful, that Meghan Markle and Harry could have used that platform for good.
Yeah.
And instead, they have used it to exploit under the guise of, oh, we're doing charity. But they're not really.
I have got a tiny following, okay? In the grand schemes of Harry and Meghan's, mine's just not even like, but it's about the aftermath. It's about healing from trauma. And honest to God, it's been an amazing experience to be able to help, to show. I've seen the good that I have been able to create in our community, not just me, my followers, and all helping out each other in the comments and stuff. I've got that feel. Like, they could have done incredible stuff, you know? And what about the means of walking away from the royal family? They could have gone and touched upon child grief, actually meeting other children that have lost their parents too, going into schools, touching upon racism, and using their platform and their means to touch upon the subjects that are apparently so close to their heart. Can you imagine the power in that with a Netflix series? Shining a light on other people that are suffering, and you know, they've made it all about them, and instead we heard about muted down tones and fancy little cottages.
Being called a diva.
Yeah, yeah, and they chose to put the light on them, and you know, after COVID as well, and you know, the world's in a cost of living crisis, and it's like, no, you had your chance to show us who you were. You wanted to do your narrative and bring us, and you brought it, and we don't like the majority, in my opinion.
Molly, what do you think she's going to write on those memoirs? And what do you think is going to be about in Omid's book?
Oh, God. Oh, God. Well, I probably feel like with Omid's book, they're probably going to try and attack the royal family more. And I think with her book, she's going to focus more on herself being the victim more and how she was treated badly. I think Omid's book is going to be more about how the royal family was racist towards Meghan and how it's an institution built on racism and colonialism. I think he's going to try and push that narrative, where Meghan's memoirs will be all about more about her suffering and her victimization and her being treated badly by Catherine. She's going to try and do whatever she can to try and tarnish Catherine's reputation, but Meghan doesn't understand that the more she tries to go after Catherine, she destroys herself, because the world has seen Catherine for who she is over the years that she has been. We've seen her start dating William. We've seen her grow up in the limelight. We've seen her mature over time. We have never heard one bad piece of gossip or anything about Catherine until Meghan showed up, and it's been stories and Meghan's jealousy towards Catherine. So I think that's Megan's just going to ruin her reputation. At this point, I wonder if WME is behind destroying her instead of lifting her reputation, because they can't fix her. They have one of the most powerful agencies in California, in the US, and they can't do anything positive for her. She doesn't realize that nobody wants her. Nobody wants to deal with her. But on that note, I got to get going because I got to go grab my little one. I didn't realize we were going for so long.
No, me too. But thank you both ladies for being here. Molly, I'll talk to you later about grandpa.
Good to see you, Matt.
You have Tina's because we're in the
you too, Megan Mole.
So you can invite Tina on your channel to have lives. I'm always inviting myself to your channel.
Well, I love that. I love that. No, I will. I'll talk to you girls later. I didn't realize we were running.
Take care.
Thank you. And I know, Tina, you have to go because it's also very late for you, Judy.
Yes, it is.
So thank you for being here, and we'll catch on. And I want to do a live because with you to talk about that lady. Guys, we're gonna have a live, and I want you to guys get your handkerchiefs, because we're gonna be crying through that live. It's gonna be so emotional. It's not gonna be even funny, but it's gonna be good emotional.
It's gonna be awareness as well.
It's gonna be very nice. And so, and I'll give you homework because I'll post some links so you guys can do some homework and know what we're talking about. So so I'll post the links, and I'll organize a live with the aftermath. Tina, who has been very kind. I'm so proud that you came here, and I'm so thankful that you're here. I hope that you go on Megan's Mole live because she's kick-ass. And I'm glad that you're here, and thank you to everybody who's run to subscribe to Tina's channel, The Aftermath. The link is in the description. We need to get her to at least 10,000. I don't know why she
an extra 5. I love it.
Paula,
thank you for having me. Thank you all. Okay.
I love your accent. I sound like Speedy Gonzalez next to you. Anyway.
Do you know what everyone says about my voice? And I used to get bullied because they used to call me squeaky. So I don't know what's going on there. I got told I should be a voiceover person the other day. I was like, what?
No, you do. You know that you're when I got your first TikTok, I was like, oh my God. And then you were talking about things. I started crying, because a lot of the things you said, I could relate to. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God. And she's so calm about it. I'd be shouting and screaming and try to break things around and stuff like that. So
I've done all that. I've been there and done that.
I think it's because I haven't done it.
A stable person, to be honest. But
anyway, we'll post the links and we'll do a live next week. And on Friday, we'll do our live. You're going to be for a live, right? Yeah. And on Friday is Tina's birthday, guys. So what better gift than to subscribe to her channel? So when she wakes up, she has 5,000 subscribers. Yay! So we're going to be live at Sean Atwood.
Take care, Paula. Bye. Bye.
So, guys, I hope you enjoy the live. Go subscribe to them. And thank you for this. I'm sorry I did too many lives, but I needed to get Matt, and my harassment of Matt paid off because he got on. And I had these 2 beautiful ladies. Okay, so go subscribe because it's Tina's birthday on Friday. So let's get her, to the 5,000 subscribers at least. She's an amazing lady. And to Megan Small, we're going to be popping on her lives if she'll have us because she's amazing, and we're going to have a live on Friday, 8 p.m. UK time in Sean Atwood's channel. I will be posting the link. I am so thankful to all of you who have watched. Ginger Grutius, thank you so much for all your super chats, your donations, for the likes, for everything. Make sure you still subscribe. And thanks for having listened to me too much today on my lives. And have a wonderful, wonderful day.